remember. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yeah. So now let's talk your university now. Maybe you're doing your first year.
Yes.
You're doing your first year university. Straight from boarding school.
Yes.
Where, all your encounter was with girls and all that. Now, university first year, you are in class with these guys, their voice is a bit deep, all the stuff. How was it? How did you adjust to that?
It wasn't as difficult. It wasn't bad. Let me not lie. It wasn't bad, Shane. It wasn't bad. For me, I feel like I didn't look at it that way. But now she was like, hey, what did I do? No, I didn't look at it that way. I feel like, if anything, I was comfortable being away from home and in a place where it's just kids, if I may call it that. Because I'm used to not being around my parents, right? I feel like I only looked at it that way, that, okay, independence again. It's fine. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Okay. In terms of boys, no. I didn't look at it that way, honestly. But yeah, there were boys.
Boys will always be boys.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I get it. But academically, I wanted to ask actually, because you mentioned that when you were young, you were quick to answer sometimes and all that. So did that continue throughout up to high school, up until you finished your matric? Wow, that's very nice.
Yes.
That's very nice, because I've seen people, well, my age mates, some of them I started school with them. They were very good. Geniuses, very smart, quick to grasp things.
Yeah.
But they kind of lost their way, along the journey. And most of them, it happened when they went to high school. Because I feel like there's that pressure of, we're going to high school now, we're a bit older. Now we start doing all the silly things, and all these things. Sometimes it's peer pressure.
I started that in primary, but my mom was quick to actually say, Michael, that's not how you do it.
Did she give you a beating?
A lot. And oh my gosh, I'm scared of my mom. Not in a very unhealthy way, but like, my siblings now, the way they talk to her and the way they do things, I'm like, do you know this woman? Hey, she can Chuck notice you anytime. Like, no, man, my mom used to give me a hiding so much. And actually, I was naughty at some point. I know grade 7, I was very naughty, and it was boys related. Still in primary. I feel like that's also one of the reasons why I went to boarding school.
To boarding school. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was bad. It was bad. But I'm so grateful that that stage happened before the whole Blesser things and all of that, because I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
But yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Are you firstborn?
Yes, I am.
Oh, cool. I see the energy.
Really?
Energies connect. Like
yes, I'm the firstborn daughter. I'm tired.
Yeah, because I'm a firstborn as well.
Oh, nice. How are you finding it?
Well, a bit challenging at times.
Okay.
Yeah, a bit challenging at times, but I'm grateful to be a firstborn, because it kind of gives you that motive, an encouragement that no matter what, you have to make it. You know what I mean?
I'm afraid that is what is toxic.
Yeah, it's very toxic. It's very toxic, but because you're the firstborn, especially when the background that you grew up in is not that good, you kind of have that pressure. For us to have this, I need to be the one who makes it first.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And if I don't make it, it means these ones, they're gonna follow up my steps.
They don't even have anyone to look up to.
You know what I mean?
And you know how hard that is.
Not having someone to look up to. Yeah, it's not an easy thing. So being a firstborn, I find it a bit challenging, but I'm grateful for it, because it has made me, I've grown so much at a very tender age.
Yeah.
because of so many different experiences, that comes with being a firstborn, and also, yeah, just being a child in general. There are experiences that we experience, that are different. But I'm grateful for all of that. So,
do you believe, before you ask your question, do you believe that whatever you go through as a child sort of shapes who you are, like your character and your behaviors?
Yeah, I believe, because I do this thing of, I try to look at how I grew up myself,
Yes.
how my challenges were, the situations that I went through when I was young, and try to sort of compare them to the way how I think right now, and how much I've achieved right now. I feel like I'm a very humble person,
Okay.
and I'm someone who cares so much about other people's feelings. If I'm doing something, I ask myself, "Ukuthi, how is this person going to receive it?
Oh my God.
If I have to like say something to you,
Yeah.
I try to think, "Ukuthi, how is this person going to feel after I say this?" That is why sometimes, because we are people, we get angry sometimes. Even if you do the baddest thing to me and I talk to you, maybe somehow, I end up feeling very guilty because I spoke to you in a certain way. You know what I mean? And looking at that, I feel like that was caused by the fact that, and I'm grateful that I received it that way.
Yeah.
Because there are other people who went through the same thing, but they didn't receive it the way I received it. They just tend to be toxic people growing up. I was kind of bullied when I was young. I was kind of bullied. I've never mentioned this. I think I've only mentioned to one of my friends. I was kind of bullied by people who were very older than myself. Yeah, I was bullied. I'm not gonna share too much about that, but that made me be not like too soft that you can step over me, but it sort of made me to always have a humble spirit and to always try to be kind to people, because you never know.
I wish you would have received as well.
Yeah, I wish I could have received such kindness from other people when I was young, when I was helpless. I'm just a child.
Yeah.
And here is the big guys, here's the big girls doing whatever they're doing because of whatever. But I'm grateful for that. It shaped me to be a much better person. And I'm grateful for the fact that I received it the way I received it. I could have turned out to be a very toxic person. I could have turned out to be a bully as well. of which when I went to grade 8,
Don't tell me you did something.
when I went to grade 8,
Hi, Vishi.
when I went to grade 8, I was tired.
Yeah.
I was tired of being, a ball to other people. And when I got to grade 8, I felt that I need to grow a thick neck right now, because I can't just let anyone step over me like that. I became a very I loved fighting people who mess up with me in grade 8.
Wasn't you doing like payback?
I had a lot of fights when I was in grade 8. I was fighting with people, and what's bad with it is that whenever I get involved in a fight, I wanted to hurt you. I want you to feel the pain. I want to see you bleed. You know what I mean? And it was very bad. But I think having good people around you also helps. So in helping to find who you are and not losing who you are along the way because of the situations that you're going through. I know I've always been a kind person and a humble person. But what was happening when I was in grade 8, it was just like anger and
reacting to what
was happening. But after that, I found my way back, and I was like, this is not me. This is not who I am. So yeah, I'm answering your question with a very long response, but
it just proves that the situations you go through in life,
true,
they do sort of shape who you are. And I'm really sorry for what you went through.
I'm good.
Sorry, no one should go through that, honestly.
I'm good.
I'd never understand the people that do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I honestly get you. I do believe in that. And I just
Yeah.
wanted to know where you're at. And when you were explaining yourself in terms of the kind of person you're like, oh, we're so alike. In terms of being kind and also, I don't know, okay, I feel like sometimes you can't say you're kind. Other people must say that because you're kind to them. Yeah. And also just also thinking of, oh, I could have worded this a certain way.
Yeah.
If maybe you feel like you made someone feel some type of way, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like I do that a lot as well. So much so that it may affect how I perform at work.
Yeah.
Like in terms of having confidence in myself, firstly, and also in terms of, how do I put it, being confrontational and standing up for myself. Because I always think, oh, even if someone does something bad to me, I always think, oh, maybe they meant well, maybe they're going through something. So I'll make excuses for them, and also I'll be
Yeah.
afraid to sort of straight up go into them and be like, yo, I didn't like this and all of that, right? So
Yeah.
I feel like I get you. I get you. And I'm just wondering if it has to do with being a firstborn.
Well,
I wonder.
I don't know, but yeah, it's what it is. I've passed through that. Really.
Yeah.
I've healed. I mean, we grow. Things like those we learn, and as we grow, we accept. Okay, this happened, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I just want to spread to other people is that be kind to other people.
Definitely.
There's no need for bullying other people.
Definitely.
And even if maybe you're seeing someone, either it's because they're doing well at school or whatever, or don't be a bully on whatever